Hey, sorry about the kind of dreary lighting, but the sun is playing peekaboo with the clouds. So, I'm in my mom's room just because, I can actually see my camera in the mirror because there's a vanity behind you that's watching this. Well, behind the camera. But anyway, by the way, long sleeve shirts where only your fingers stick out make really cute raptor hands. So, yeah. And I've been standing like this most of the day. I'm Mac and me. Oh my god, that movie makes me so old. Anyway. This is a video about meltdowns and how they feel. Alright, so, I've kind of gone through a scenario before to explain what the buildup can be like, but what does it actually feel like to have a meltdown? Well, bear with me because I'm going to have to use a gross analogy because, I've never given birth and not everybody has given birth, but everybody has taken a big constipated poop before. Okay, we've all done that. You're on the toilet and you got this brick that's hanging halfway out of your butt and you just want it out. So what do? You push, right? You bear down and you just push it out. So, how does that relate to a meltdown? Well, it's that feeling of pressure. You know that feeling that when you're pushing down and on the toilet, you're going to the bathroom and you feel like your whole body goes into it. And you feel that how tight and tense your stomach gets. It's almost like your stomach is a brick. And for me, a meltdown feels like that kind of a tension, but it's from the bottoms of my feet to the top of my head. And in my fingertips, my entire body, every atom, every subatomic particle that makes up me, Cindy, is just under enormous pressure when there's a meltdown that is coming. The thing is with the meltdown though, is that feeling of pressure, it builds up and it gets so unbearable that it feels like I'm gonna die if I don't release it. I mean, I literally feel like my head will either blow off or my organs will explode or my body will just fly apart if I don't let the meltdown out. So when I do things like movements like this or like this, or I scream or I cry, it's getting that tension to come out. It's that energy. It's the energy of the meltdown and I'm letting it escape. And oftentimes like violent movements like this help, because it uses a lot of energy to do things like this, right? Ow. They hit my baby on. It's so funny. My humorous. That was so humorous. Right here. Anyway. Ha ha ha. But anyway, movements like this, it uses a lot of like physical energy to do this. And this would be stuff like the energy of the meltdown coming out. And so would screaming and sometimes yelling can get it out. Although I'm a lot meaner when I yell when I'm having a meltdown. When I'm having a meltdown and I'm yelling, it's not nice. Because I might be yelling like a word or a phrase like no, 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 and that's all I will say in response to anything you say. Or I might start crying, or I could scream, or I might start punching myself, the self-injurious behavior, which is not fun. But it's getting rid of that pressure inside. That's what the meltdown is the pressure has reached critical and it has to come out, or else I will just drop dead. That's what my brain and my body tell me. I know that's probably not true, that I would not die if I held in a meltdown, but when I hold in a meltdown, I can't do anything. It's easier to just let it out, get through it, and go on with my life. And honestly, when I'm having a meltdown, it seems like it's already happening before you actually see it. It's just the pressure, it just kind of tenses, and then it's like the collapse of a supernova, where the core just goes, and then the star goes, like that. So, meltdowns are not fun to have, and I'm just telling you how they are for me. They may be different for another autistic person, they may feel different. And, sometimes a meltdown can feel like an incredible buildup of sadness, and it's like the hysterical crying type of meltdown. And by hysterical, I don't mean funny. I mean hysterical as in there's no reasoning with me. I cannot be reasonable when this is going on. It's best to just leave me alone and just let me cry and yell and cry and scream or whatever, because, you know, the more you talk to me, the more I'm going to cry, and the longer the meltdown will go on, and the worse it's going to feel. And a shutdown, shutdowns are really, really weird, because it's like there's that pressure there, but instead of blowing outward, it's like it pulls inward. It's like a suction happens inside me, and I get very still, because I feel like if I move, it will hurt, even though it doesn't actually hurt to move, but my body says if you move, it's going to hurt, so don't move. You know, it's kind of like just letting all the matter fall into the black hole that has been created when the core collapsed, because, you know, instead of exploding, the black hole just ate all the matter of the star. And so I just got to let this stuff fall into the black hole, and then, you know, let the black hole let out all its Hawking radiation and eventually evaporate, and then there you go, the shutdown's over, and I can get up and move and go on with life. Wow, I sounded like the 11th Doctor, Geronimo. But anyway, but yeah, that's kind of meltdowns and shutdowns and how they feel, and they're not fun. They don't feel good. They're not nice. And when I'm getting overstimulated, I can come off kind of cranky and mean and rude, and it's not because I'm having an attitude. It's because my brain is, that pressure is building, and my capacity to, you know, be appropriate and use a nice tone of voice, that's one of the first things to go. So if you're talking to me and I'm talking to you kind of like this, and I don't want to be here, and this is ridiculous, come on, I want to go, like, let's just stop it, this is ridiculous, I don't like this, I hate this, you know, I wish our neighbor would stop blasting their stereo and I'd take a sledgehammer to their face. You know, when I'm talking like that and there's no discernible reason for me to be angry, it usually means I'm overstimulated. And, you know, you can ask me, are you overstimulated? Because I'll be like, yes, I am. And I know it is so hard, because, you know, when somebody's talking to you in like this mean tone of voice, you know, it doesn't feel nice. I totally understand that, and I totally try to control it, but once I'm in that point where I'm talking nasty, I just can't. And usually what I need is to just be left alone and to go somewhere quiet to just kind of calm down, because the thing is when I'm overstimulated and when I'm mad and I'm angry and I'm pissed off, my tone of voice sound the same. So, you know, people always mistake my being overstimulated for me copying an attitude or being mad, but, you know, usually I'm not really. It's like my physical body is angry, but the emotion of anger is not here. The emotion up here I'm thinking is, oh crap, I'm overstimulated, I gotta get the hell out of here. You know, what can you do? You know, you just gotta kind of understand that, you know. If you're not sure if I'm mad but my tone is nasty, you can say, are you angry? And you'd be like, no. Because I might be able to tell you, no, I'm getting overstimulated. Or I might say, yes, I'm pissed off. And you never know. I could be angry. It's possible to be angry and overstimulated, and it's possible to be angry and have a meltdown too. I mean, anger can trigger a lot of meltdowns. So, just saying. Just super saying. Kamehameha. Oh my god, so much ukulele today. Like, seriously, I'm like just repeating random stuff everywhere all over the house. Oh my god. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up now before I ramble on for like 20 more minutes. Okay, shut up, Papa, Cindy. Now I'm doing the 12th Doctor. Don't be listening. Okay. That's my meltdown video and my shutdown video and my overstimulation video. I hope it made sense, because I feel like I just rambled forever. Bye.